And in some breaking news coming in on the Russia-Ukraine front, in a tit-for-tat move, the Russian government led by Vladimir Putin has imposed sanctions on President Joe Biden, his wife, his close aides, something which is mirroring what the United States has done so far as President Putin and his aides and the Russian oligarchs are concerned. We have seen pictures coming in of properties and assets of Russian industrialists, entrepreneurs, oligarchs, big men there being seized by the Western nations. And now Russia deciding to hit back. I mean, it's becoming a game of who would blink first or perhaps not. And in this breaking news development, Russian government there deciding to put sanctions, hitting back sanction for sanction against the US top administration as well. All right, Shawan there, who has been reporting for us from the ground with that fantastic coverage of the Russia-Ukraine war. Welcome, Shawan. What's your sense on the ground today? It's been 24 hours since we spoke. You have been to some more places from where you did live reporting on the progress of the war, but then some news emerging again of movement in the direction of peace. How close, how far?
Well, in fact, Abhishek, let me just quickly take you through what we witnessed unfolding today, coming all the way to Kyiv. Remember, one of the biggest challenges that the Russians are facing right now is to carry out what they initially planned, a blitzkrieg attack in the capital city of Ukraine. Now, the entire area is completely fortified, and not even within 500 meters, you would actually see multiple checkpoints. There is an eerie calm what you see around me right now. The fact of the matter is that many would say this perhaps could be the lull before the storm, but the spirit remains very high among the people here, among the Ukrainians here. In fact, a short while back, Abhishek, I met one person, a youngster who's now preparing food for the Ukrainian army. President's advisor met him just about 2 days ago. The president's advisor, Podolyak, who's basically heading the Ukrainian side as far as the negotiations are concerned, he was here with a cup of coffee, not very far from where we're broadcasting right now. But one thing that comes across very strong right now is that the Ukrainians are saying that no matter what really happens, we are willing to defend our capital city. And that's the reason why across board, what you would essentially come across is very strong checkpoints that are being manned not only by the Ukrainian army, but also civilians who have now picked up the arm. What's really happening around Kyiv? Let me just tell you this, Abhishek. The capital city has not been encircled by the Russian troops. That's incorrect, as largely that has been reported by various media outlets. Let me just tell you, it's just the northeastern and the northwestern axis that has been used by the Russians. They are 11 kilometers away from the capital city of Kyiv. This down south from Bila Tserkva, the place where we had reported just about 48 hours ago, that remains completely open. There is a clear flow of essential supplies. The city hasn't really seen the kind of shortage one would have expected in terms of food supply. So as far as the Russians are concerned, yes, there is no doubt about the fact that they are trying to remobilize. A lot of experts suggesting that from the Belarus border, about 800 personnel, rather 1,500 personnel from the Belarus border likely to be coming in from the 40th Naval Infantry Brigade. We're also being told that the 102nd base of the Russian troops in Armenia, they are trying to remobilize them. But well, whether that's going to happen immediately, we do not know. But that's the situation right now here in Ukraine. While the aerial bombardments are constantly taking place in other parts, they're trying to defend themselves.
Shawan, I have a viewer interest question. Since you mentioned that supplies are not constrained and that the Russians have not really surrounded Kyiv, viewer interest question is, you are there for the last 20 days, been there in Kyiv, are you getting stuff like biscuits, bread? Is the supply or the supplies are in order and the people are getting whatever they need to sort of manage their lives in whatever situation they are in? Or the situation is as difficult as it should be in a war?
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that there are a lot of challenges in terms of electricity. The power supply remains one major issue. In most of the places, electricity becomes a major challenge for them. In terms of food supplies, yes, if you really look at outside the capital city in some of the places, especially on the eastern side, it's quite difficult. They do not have the kind of supply that they were expecting. As far as Kyiv is concerned, the estimate is that another 10 days or so, things are good to go. In fact, when I was speaking to one of the volunteers who's supplying food for the Ukrainian army, while I was doing the interview, he was actually getting calls about meat that was supposed to be brought in, about 2,000 kilograms of meat that is being brought in for the Ukrainian army. So they're certainly trying to, perhaps work towards ensuring that there is a constant supply of food materials. But for the ordinary citizens in the other parts, yes, it's becoming a bigger challenge.
Well, Shawan, I missed the last bit there, but then you are saying that for another 10 days, the supplies, so far as food goes, are there in place. Then, of course, we'll see. Let's have a look, viewers, at a couple of ground reports sent by our team of reporters, including by Shawan, who have been there, the teams in about 80 odd cities across Ukraine. Have a look at the report.
It is largely said that if the Russians have not been able to carry out what they initially wanted, a blitzkrieg attack in this very city where we are broadcasting right now, that's primarily because they face a lot of challenges. There isn't enough food supply, and in terms of their equipment that has malfunctioned, all that put together, the Russians still haven't been able to enter the city of Kyiv, where we are currently. On the other side, if the Ukrainians have been able to defend their ground, it's also because of the kind of support that the Ukrainian army is actually getting. Food supply, their supply chains are completely open. It hasn't been choked. And unlike what the world would like to believe, that Kyiv has been completely encircled, that's not true. Take a look where we are right now. This is the center of Kyiv. It's not really encircled. You don't find the Russians as yet.